Rachel Zegler is the prime example of how you should never think that you're bigger than the project.
A lot of what you see with Zegler is really just the pretty common Gen Z mentality.
She thinks the worst is behind her. The footage is already out. The lawsuits are already flying. Her legal team is working overtime to scrub every trace of the scandal from the internet.
The only excuse I can make for her is that she's young, she's immature, she doesn't know any better.
You took on the role, and that job comes with certain basic responsibilities. And one of the most basic is the responsibility to control yourself and comport yourself a certain way publicly so that you don't harm the project, thereby harm all the hundreds of other people who are working.
She thinks. But now Joe Rogan enters the chat, because just days after the now infamous audio clip of Rachel Zegler's backstage, Evita outbursts start circulating in private theater groups and fan forums. It hits an even bigger stage, the Joe Rogan experience. And the moment Joe presses play, everything shifts. This isn't a throwaway comment. It's not a headline he schemes. This is a full-blown on-air reaction, raw, unscripted, and instantly viral.
And to everyone who hates when I win, the winged victory came to the Louvre in pieces, and people still line up to see her. And I can only hope that despite my flaws, and despite my cracks and my breaks, and there are many of them, that at every premiere and everything I do, people will wait in line to see.
The leaked audio is already explosive on its own. Allegedly captured during a tense rehearsal break, it features what sounds like Rachel Zegler losing it backstage, raising her voice, venting about cast members and directors, and making the kind of comments that spark full-scale online meltdowns. The quality is shaky. The clip is short, but the tone, it's crystal clear. Frustration, tension, maybe even rage. And now Joe Rogan is all over.
I don't really hate. No, I don't hate it.
The leaked audio.
In a segment that's already getting clipped to pieces across TikTok, Rogan plays the audio mid-podcast. His reaction is immediate. He leans in, he pauses, and then true to form, he lets loose, calling out the drama, the behavior, and the industry chaos. Behind it all, within hours, the internet catches fire. Split-screen edits, reaction threads, meme compilations. YouTube shorts titled "Joe Rogan Destroys Zegler" rack up hundreds of thousands of views overnight. Influencer commentary kicks in, and what was once a theater world controversy becomes a front-page cultural flame war. Because when Joe Rogan weighs in, people pay attention, and this time his words hit harder than any lawsuit.
So, what's it like to be in a movie with Helen Mirren and Lucy Liu?
It's fucking great. Okay? It's fucking great. I'm honored. I don't know why I sound so angry right now. I'm honored. Am I a psychopath? No, I've been getting a lot of questions about, like, how do I feel? I feel amazing. We start kind of soon, and I'm just like...
In a segment...
So now the questions change. What exactly is in that audio that sets Rogan off? Why does this take land harder than anything that's come before? And how does one 34-second recording end up flipping the entire Rachel Zegler narrative on its head? Let's rewind the chaos, starting from the moment the audio leaks to the exact second Rogan hits play. Because this isn't just a podcast segment. This is the viral explosion that takes the scandal to a whole new level.
Never heard of her before. I don't know if this is her first project or if she's done movies like this before or anything that has anything to do with acting. Now she's mad because they done fired her from upcoming projects, but you're not a team player. Why would somebody want to hire you when you don't know how to play your part? Like, you didn't know how to play your part in the movie and in the real world. Let this be a lesson. Let this be a lesson, Rachel Zegler, and to anybody else who think that they are bigger than the project.
So now the question...
Audio is only 34 seconds long, but it doesn't need to be longer. It starts in the middle of what sounds like a chaotic moment. Voices in the background, scattered footsteps, maybe even the creak of a stage floor. And then clear as day, a sharp, emotional voice cuts through the noise. It's Rachel Zegler.
Effects of this.
This is an explosive area of conversation.
Whoa. I didn't expect that. He's looking at me silently. I will respectfully move on.
Thank you.
The audio...
To see her tone is tense. Not crying, not screaming, but agitated, clipped full of frustration. You hear her say something like, "I'm not doing this again." Followed by what insiders claim is a direct reference to the director, then a pause, then the moment everyone's talking about, she raises her voice.
Most emotional experience that a person can go through to know that what they're working on is something that has reached a generation of people. You know, now I'm a part of that legacy to some degree. It's not something I take lightly, and it's just the most emotional experience to see.
her tone.
It's not just the volume, it's the intensity. The kind of emotional spike that tells you this isn't just about a bad rehearsal or forgotten lines. This is personal, and allegedly the target of her outburst is the production staff, possibly even the director himself. She reportedly lashes out about being blamed and not being respected with one line, in particular becoming the focal point of online debate. This isn't their show, it's mine. Is it arrogance? Is it stress? Is it taken out of context? That's what the internet is arguing over. But regardless of where you stand, the reaction is instant on TikTok. Creators break down the clip line by line. Twitter. Threads debate whether she's unhinged or just overwhelmed. Some say it proves the nightmare to work with claims. Others say it shows how the pressure is getting to her.
And I'm there 24/7. I can't get out of it. And I don't know if that will make sense, but that's where I'm at. I'm so grateful for the things that I'm able to do. And a lot of what I'm able to do is because of you guys. And I'm so unbelievably thankful for that.
It's not.
What makes this audio different from the previous leaks is that it's not visual. There's no blurry footage to dismiss, no edited thumbnail, no director's note with allegedly biased phrasing. It's just her voice raw, caught in a moment. And that's why Joe Rogan's reaction hits harder. Because when he hears it without any visuals to influence the perception, he calls it what he thinks it is. A full-on meltdown. The power of this leak isn't in what's seen, it's in what's heard.
Then why so many people are turned off by Rachel Zegler's attitude and behavior. I'm not saying that she's a mean girl in real life, but that attitude usually is something that people associate with mean girls in real life. At the same time, I also think that it's just because she's a theater kid, so the way she acts makes sense and she just needs PR training. Social media personalities have thrived on it before, but now girls are just done with it. And that could be because of the mistreatment that a lot of women have gotten in their lives from other girls. And so now growing up after going through these mistreatments from other women in our lives, we're like, no. We're done with this. It's pretty interesting because I definitely think that there's a shift towards more compassion and understanding. Again, not saying that Rachel Zegler at all was like a mean girl or anything like that.
What makes this?
And now that people are hearing it for themselves, the controversy is mutating. The story isn't just about a backstage moment anymore, it's about control exposure and the price of being caught without a script. But what does Rogan say exactly, and why is his take sending the internet into overdrive? Let's get into it because his words hit like a punch people are mad at.
Leaning into woke. Hardcore.
They're petrified of some kind of backlash.
And now that people are hearing it for themselves, the controversy is mutating. The story isn't just about a backstage moment anymore. It's about control, exposure, and the price of being caught without a script. But what does Rogan say exactly? And why is his take sending the internet into overdrive? Let's get into it, because his words hit like a punch.
People are mad at the big head girl. So now if you notice the spin on it, they're putting it all on her. I mean, I'm sure she sucks, but she is very young.
It's kind of sucks that a kid gets put into the position like that. You're young, and I know you have opinions about things, but this should be just about the movie.
Well, it's just to defend big head girl, the message of the movie is to be that. That's the message that they wrote a script that's telling girls, I don't need nobody tells me I'm a 20-year-old girl, so obviously I should run my mouth all the time. That's the theme. Now,
it's not the same story?
No.
The audio
finishes playing in the studio, and Joe Rogan just sits there for a second. Silent brows raise the room. Even on a podcast feels like it freezes. And then he laughs, but it's not a full-on belly laugh. It's that tight, sharp, slightly disbelieving laugh Rogan does when he's about to drop a bomb, the kind that says, "Are you hearing what I'm hearing?" He leans into the mic and says something like, "That's the clip, that's what everyone's been trying to shut down." And immediately you know he's not going to hold back his guest. A fellow comedian shakes his head and mutters, "Bro, that's wild." And from there, the conversation detonates. Joe dives in. He calls the outburst entitled Unhinged and exactly what happens when people aren't used to hearing. No. He says Rachel's team trying to erase the clip just makes it worse because now everyone wants to know what's in it. He compares it to Hollywood's obsession with image control actors being polished in interviews but falling apart when they're not in control of the set. Then he gets even sharper. He says, "This isn't just a bad day, it's a pattern." He brings up her Snow White controversy, the red carpet attitude, the interviews that rubbed people the wrong way. He talks about how some stars start believing their own hype and forget that they're part of a team, not the center of the universe. You're not Eva Peron. He jokes, "You're playing Eva Peron." And in that moment, the internet erupts within minutes. The segment is clipped. TikTok is flooded with videos titled "Rogan Reacts to Zegler Meltdown." Some are slowed down, some use the classic reaction. Format the clip followed by Joe's face twisting in disbelief on Twitter. The quote, "You're not Eva Peron," starts trending. YouTube creators stitched the podcast audio with the leaked backstage rant, framing it as Rogan versus Rachel. People aren't just reacting to Zegler anymore. They're reacting to Rogan's reaction. His words crystallize what a lot of frustrated fans have been feeling, that Rachel's rise came too fast. Her attitude shifted too soon. And now the cracks are showing. Others accuse Joe of piling on, saying he's turning one emotional moment into a character assassination. But either way, he's now part of the story. This isn't the first time Joe has thrown gasoline on a celebrity fire. He's waiting on Will Smith, Meghan Markle, Ezra Miller. But something about this hits different, maybe because the original audio leak is so raw, so intimate, and so clearly not meant for the public. The fact that Rogan plays it, comments on it, and then refuses to walk back. His words gives the entire scandal new life, and fans love it because in a world where most celebrities avoid controversy like it's radioactive, Rogan walks straight into it and lights a match. He doesn't soften it, he doesn't hide